I always thought I was too rational to believe in the supernatural. Ghost stories were just that, stories. But everything changed when I moved into that apartment. I wasn't looking for trouble. I wasn't looking for anything except a quiet place to sleep after my late shifts. I just wanted peace. But instead, I got her. It started with whispers. Then the door started opening on its own. Then she began showing herself. The woman behind my closet door. And once you see her, she doesn't let you forget. The apartment was old but cheap, the kind you don't ask too many questions about. It was on the second floor of a crumbling building in a sketchy neighborhood, but I was broke, and the rent was just low enough to make me ignore the yellow stains on the ceiling and the crackling paint in the hallway. The landlord, an old man named Curtis, barely looked me in the eye when I signed the lease. He was jittery, distracted. When he handed me the key, he only said one thing. "Don't open the closet if you hear scratching." I laughed. Thought he was joking. I should have walked away right then. The first few nights were uneventful. I worked late at a bar downtown, came home around 3 a.m., showered, ate whatever junk food I could find, and crashed. The place was quiet. Too quiet, maybe. But that was fine. Until I noticed the closet door. It was an old wooden thing, painted white with a rusted handle. It sat directly across from my bed, facing me like a silent observer. I never used it. I kept my clothes in a cheap rack in the corner and avoided opening it. Maybe because of what Curtis had said. Maybe because something about it felt wrong. One night, as I lay half asleep, I heard it. Scratching. Very faint. Like nails dragging along the inside of the door. I froze. Thought it was a mouse, maybe. But the sound was deliberate. Slow. Almost thoughtful. I turned on the light and stared at the door. It stopped. The next night, it happened again. This time, the scratching was louder. Closer. I leaned in to listen and could have sworn I heard breathing, shallow, raspy breaths right behind the door. My fingers hovered over the handle. But I didn't open it. And that's when she started whispering. Not loud. Just enough for me to make out the syllables. Like wind curling through a broken window. Let me out. I tried everything. I moved my bed to the other side of the room. I stacked boxes in front of the door. I even duct taped the handle, but every night it would come loose. Every night the scratching returned. The whispers. The cold air that wrapped around my ankles like fingers. And one night I saw her. She was crouched inside, her long black hair falling like curtains over her pale face. Her hands were pressed against the crack of the door, nails jagged and red. I didn't see her eyes, but I felt them, watching me, pleading. She didn't speak that night. She only grinned. After that, the rules changed. It wasn't just at night anymore. I started seeing her reflection in mirrors, just for a flash. In the bathroom, in the microwave door, in the puddle outside my building. Her head always tilted. Her mouth always moving. But no sound. I tried to tell Curtis, but he wouldn't answer my calls. When I finally caught him outside the building, he just shook his head. You shouldn't have looked at her. What is she? She's part of the place. You feed her with attention. Don't look at her. Don't talk to her. And for God's sake, don't open the door. But I was already too far gone. Every night, she got more persistent. I'd wake up with scratches on my arms. Furniture would move. My phone would glitch. Every recording would come back with her voice whispering my name. Even my sleep became unsafe. I had dreams of standing in that closet, of seeing what she sees. Then one night, the door was open. Just slightly, maybe an inch. Just enough for me to see her hand reaching out. I ran, left the building and stayed at a friend's place for 3 days. When I returned, the door was closed again. But I could smell something rotting. I followed the stench, stomach turning, until I realized it wasn't coming from the closet. It was coming from under my bed. I bent down and saw her staring at me from the shadows, inches from my face. I didn't scream. I couldn't. My body shut down. My mind fractured. And I passed out on the floor. Since then, she doesn't hide anymore. She sits in the corner of my room, unmoving, always watching. Sometimes she paces. Sometimes she whispers. But she never leaves. I've tried to move out. I packed my bags 3 times. But the night before I'm set to leave, something happens. My brakes fail, my tires blow out, or I get violently sick. Always something. Curtis finally admitted the truth. She won't let you leave, he said. She chooses someone new every few years. And once you see her, you belong to her. He said there's been a dozen tenants before me. Every one of them disappeared. He just keeps the lease cheap to keep the cycle going. I asked why he didn't burn the place down. He just laughed. She's in the walls now. I don't sleep anymore. Not really. I lie there at night, watching the closet door. It stays closed now, but I know she's in there, waiting for someone to open it again.